So we are going to be learning how to cut this palazzo pants. We are going to be using this crepe fabric of 3 yards to make it. So these are the required measurements that you are going to be needing for this class. Waist to hip measurements, mine is 8.5. Waist to knee measurements, waist to ankle measurement, your waist circumference, your hip circumference. Those are the required measurements that we are going to be needing for this class. And as you can see, I've drawn out some lines. Here is my waistline, here is my knee line, and here is my trouser length. Okay, so at the top you can see that I've marked out margin. This is 3 inches margins at the top, and on the side is 3 inches margin too. And let me remind us, this class I'm going to be drafting the back and front together. So what we are going to do now is to get our crotch line. So to get our thigh line, to get our thigh line, I'm going to be dividing my hip circumference by 4. Okay, divide your hip circumference by 4. We're going to be using it to form a box. I'll be marking it round. Use it to form, divide your hip circumference by 4 and use it to form a box. So I'm going to mark out the one I just, from here to here, divide your hip circumference. Mine is 44 divided by 4. 44 divided by 4, I have 11 inches. So I'm going to be marking 11 inches all around. So I'm going to mark 11 inches here. Mark 11 inches on this line. Come to this side, mark 11 inches. Come to this point, mark 11 inches. Okay. So you have 11 inches here, 11 inches here, 11 inches here, all round. Okay. So you connect it. Now we have a box. Okay. So this is our crotch line, thigh line. This is our thigh line. This is our crotch line. So now we want to extend this crotch line. So what we are going to be doing now is you are going to be dividing your hip circumference by 20. Okay, you will divide your hip circumference. We are working with the front pattern now. So you divide your hip circumference by 20. So if my hip circumference is 44 divided by 20, I have 2.2. So I'm going to come to the crotch line here and mark my 2.2. Then I will extend the line like so. After extending it, I will now draw out my hip line. You can come up by 2 inches from your thigh line, or you measure it and input it. Mine is 8 inches. So I'm going to be marking 8 inches here. Then I will draw a straight line to connect it to the other side. Let me try to mark it here also. I don't want it to bend. So that is it. You can measure it, then you input it there. So this is our hip line here. This is our thigh line. This is our hip line. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do now is to come to the hip line here. I'll come to my hip line here and mark 0.25 inches outward. Can you see? Just mark 0.2 inches away like that. Then you use your curve ruler. This point and this point and this line, we are going to be connecting them together. Just look at the way I'm going to do it. Just make sure they connected. Just make sure they connect. You keep placing it until they connect. The 3 of them must connect, okay? So I've sent it already. So here is it. So that's how you are going to connect that part. So if connect it already. So now the next thing we are going to do now is to get our crease line. So to get your crease line, just come to your thigh line here, Measure whatever you have there. Here I have 13.75. I'm going to be dividing it into 2 equal halves. So I will mark. I'll bring the mark here. I'll place the same value on my nail line. Place it on your nail line and your trouser length. Okay? Just divide your hip line, your thigh line by 2. Mark it on the thigh line. Mark it on your nail line. Make sure it's straight. So we are trying to draw out our crease line. Okay, so that's our crease line here. So that is it. So the next thing we are going to do now, we are going to be using our hip circumference throughout. So your hip circumference divided by 4. Okay, mine is 46. Mine is 46, so I'm going to be using the 46 inches. You know, I use 11. Okay, I use 11.5 here. Sorry, 11.5. So I'm going to be dividing the 11.5 into 2. Your hip circumference here, just measure it, divide it into 2. 11.5, divide it into 2. Just measure your hip circumference, that's all you need. Then you place it here. Just place it, mark from this line, mark it like so. Okay, place it on this one too, mark it. Are you getting me? Place it here, place it on the M line and mark. Make sure you are placing like so, from here to this side. Okay, from this point to this point, from here to here. You are using this line as a guide. Then you place it here also, you mark. Then I'm going to be connecting them straight up. I'm going to be connecting them straight up. Okay, so that is it. So I'll connect this one too. From here to my, so that is that. Then I will use my curve ruler to connect up to this place. From this point like so. So that's our front pattern. This one, you can use it to sew a palazzo pants. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now, I want to draw this particular line straight up. I want to draw it straight up. Just draw it straight up like that. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do now, this is the front pattern. Everything here is the front pattern. So I use this green pen to draw this front pattern. So the next thing we are going to draw now is our back pattern. So I want us to differentiate between the front and the back so that we won't mix them up. So I'm going to be using this purple pen to draft the back. So to draft your back, from this crotch line here, go inward by 1 inch. Wherever you see purple, that should tell you that it is back. So on the waistline, you mark 2 inches away. Then you go up here by 2.5 or 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to connect them straight up like so. Then you bring this up. So can you see? So that's what we are going to do there. So now for the front, we use our hip circumference divided by 20, which is what I use to extend this. But for the back, we are going to be using our hip circumference divided by 10. Front 20, back 10. So the hip circumference I'm working with divided by 10, I'm going to mark it here. Then I will extend the line. Okay. You know we came out by 0.25 here. We are going to do the same thing on this particular line. That is it. So I'm going to connect it straight straight like so. Don't just connect it. Look at the way I'm connecting it. Because this back, if it's too curvy, it will be going into your bum bum. Okay? So you don't need to be too curvy. Then you place your ruler back like so. Just manage to place it back like so. Don't allow it to be too curvy, okay? It should be okay like that. You shouldn't be too curvy. Just make sure you have a slight curve there. That is all you need. So now I want to place my, before then, I will come up by ½ inch on this side. I'll come up by ½ inch here. This is the front. Go up by ½ inch. Then you connect. Just connect it there. At the center here, in order to avoid the trouser from packing, you will come down by 1 inch at the center for the front. So you are going to connect it like so. So that's how you are going to connect it. So it's the same thing you are going to do to the back. But before I did that, I want to extend these lines. I'll be extending these lines. This one doesn't need extension, okay? So I will divide my hip circumference by 4. I'll place it here and mark. Then I'll come up by ½ inch there, like we did, so that the back and front will be equal on the side, okay? It will be equal on both sides. So then I will connect it straight to the 2.5 inch extension that I did here. Just follow it. It's very simple. Just take your time, follow it, you will get it. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I want to measure my hip circumference on this, on my hip line for the back. For the back, then I'll connect it straight up. Then I'll measure whatever I have here. I have 1.75. I'll place it here and mark. I will still connect it back to the hip line. Okay, that is it. So now what we're going to do is very simple now. Just add ½ inch all through. ½ inch here at the nail for inseam and outer seam, ½ inch. The down part here, ½ inch. The trouser length, ½ inch. Then connect them all. Just connect it straight the way I'm connecting it now. The major work is at the front. The back is very simple, just like you are repeating what you have done in the front or the back. Okay? So this one, you can sew this one itself as a palazzo pant. As a palazzo pant. But we are still going to alter this further. Okay? So I'm going to connect this one too. I'll be connecting this to the tie line. So that is it. Then you can use your curve ruler to blend all this. Okay? Blend all sharp edges. Don't leave them there. Okay? So I'm using my curve ruler the way I did here to connect this up. So we are done with both the back and the front. It's as simple as ABC. Just follow the instructions. Simple, just input small ideas there. That is all you need. We have the back and the front together. So you should know wherever you see purple like this, you are tracing out the purple for the back. Wherever you see green, you know you are tracing out the green for the front. Do you get me now? That is why I use 2 colored pens, so that to differentiate it for you, so that you won't mix them up. If you want to do it too, just do it the way I did it. So now the next thing I'm going to do now, I'll bring my tracing wheel. I will trace the back separate, I will trace the front separate. Then I will show us. So here is my tracing wheel. So here is my tracing wheel. Can you see? Here is what is called tracing wheel. So you're going to be using it to trace any one. You can trace the back, you can trace the front. So I'm going to be tracing the back. I'm going to be tracing the back now. I'll trace the front later. You can see I've placed another pattern paper here. So I'm going to be tracing the front first. Just trace like so. be tracing the